Hey, what up? Welcome back to another video for Corner Balanced. Eric here. So I'm going to try to get myself back into a flow of just recording more videos more often, or just recording whenever I can, instead of trying to preload so much on like the actual subject of the video. Got to mix it up. At least that's what I'm trying to do today. So today's agenda is there's actually a car show local. It's like a toy drive or something like that. And I am going to go check it out. And just out of my own curiosity, I do want to see what type of cars are out there because I haven't really been following the scene, I guess. So I want to see what people are doing. We'll see if we can find anything cool. But first order of business, I'm here in Japantown, California, in San Jose, and I need to get some food.
I'm added up, I just ate a plate for breakfast.
Go to Japantown, San Jose, go to Santo Market, go all the way to the back of the grocer, and get yourself this pokey right here. All right, cool. I'm at the garage now. Time to collect this car, see if it starts after a week, and then drive over. So as you know, getting into these Lotuses is not an easy task, as you can kind of see right now. You gotta really squeeze your way in and then drop into the middle of the seat. And then you gotta get your leg over. Shit. Holy shit, hold on. Oh, God, okay. And then you're in, and then you have this little immobilizer on your key that you have to hit. And now you can start the car. This is a push button start. So this thing still runs after a week of sitting. Yep, there we go. Bro, see anything interesting here, dude? Anything interesting? Anything that stands out?
Yeah, there's a sick-ass Lotus over there.
There's a sick-ass Lotus? Ooh, that is nice, right? There's a lot of Hondas here, huh?
Yeah, it's mostly a Honda.
What is this thing? This is a Honda Integra?
Z, yeah, 90s Integra.
Okay. You've already been here for a minute, so why don't you point something out? The Z's nice. I'm not much of a Honda guy, but damn, look at this. Do you know what wide body kit this is?
I think it's like a Pandem Fenders.
Pandem? Like the Rocket Bunny people?
Yeah.
C28Ns. Wow. I would rock this. Oh, it's got the Miracle crossbar in the back. Check out this Voltex wing.
Yeah.
Mounted on the glass. Wait, you're saying this wing needs another such
This wing has a strut that goes down, and you're supposed to bolt it to the fucking tailgate.
to reinforce it off the sheet metal, right?
Yeah,
Inside the glass.
So it'll actually push down the chest.
Yeah, exactly.
It originally came off of Subaru.
That wing? Huh. Hey, look at that NSX with Regamasters. Got a small crowd over by the Lotus right now, though.
I call my homies 911. I'm the one with
By the way, Eric.
Nice Z, man. Eric, by the way. Nice to meet you.
It's the same like a 240SX transmission,
Yeah.
but it's about 2 inches shorter. It's 1973, just like any other like Datsun really, unless it's like a Series 1, pretty much everything's kind of like a bastard child afterwards. There's like mix and match parts, different Nissans, different cars. Yeah, I mean, that's how it is really.
Right, right. And the thing I like about your Z is how you kept the original fenders. That's kind of like rare these days, huh? Because everybody does over fenders, or like, you know, the Pandem kits and all that stuff, huh?
Yeah, like pretty much, I mean, after the Pandem kit came out, I mean, that was the hot thing to do.
Yeah. So what made you decide to not cut up your fenders and not go with over fenders?
Just when I got the car, it had solid fenders already. Usually, when you get these cars, if they're not solid or anything like that, like if the moment you try to like roll them,
Yeah.
they kind of fall apart because people bondo them because pretty much after rust gets through, it just eats it away. But
And
I mean,
this-
yeah.
And this area is like a very prone area to rust on these cars.
Yeah, usually it's around this area here, dog legs down here, sometimes rocker, usually down here. I have a little bit, but it's mainly just like
that's not
surface
bad.
rust. Yeah, I mean it's kind of hard with these cars, like unibody construction, old like 1970 steel. You're gonna get a bit of rust unless it's been like garaged its
Exactly.
entire life.
Because these cars never had like, you know, rust treatment or like galvanization on its metal, right? So it's just kind of just
Not
raw.
so much.
steel.
Yeah, I mean, even then, like, they made the tops separate from like the rest of the body, and its fuse point is actually right over here. So a lot of
Wait, what do you mean by that? Like it's separate from the body?
so if you check on a lot of old cars,
Yeah.
like they used to do like lead filler, right? Instead of like Bondo that we have today.
Yeah.
That point is where the actual top meets around with the quarters. So if you look on some of the cars, you'll see cracking in a certain area, and that's where like a lot of stress happens.
Like it's two separate panels. It gets like joined together or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
usually right here, right around here. You see,
That shows you where it's like the seam is, huh?
that's where the seam is. Yeah,
Why do they do it that way? Why did they like not just do a full unibody? Is it just because of the construction techniques back then?
that's just how it was made back then. I mean, technically, I also don't have a true B pillar. I only have a C pillar and an A pillar here. This is actually part of the actual window.
Did you ever notice like any issues with like flexibility in the chassis or anything like that? Or is it okay? It's like
I
decent?
mean, it's okay. It's part of the character of the car.
True.
There is a bit of flex in there. I mean, you do notice it, but I mean, that's what makes an old car an old car.
That's true. That's true.
You know?
If it's too stiff, it's just like any other like modern race car at that
Exactly. I
point.
mean, there's a bit of like pliability. Plus,
It's a different way of driving it too, right? When
Yeah,
it's kind of
yeah.
flexy.
yeah, exactly.
Can we pop the engine bay actually?
Yeah, sure.
Nice. I love the reversed hoods on
Very
these things.
classic.
Yeah, very classic.
Yeah, so L28, I stuck with the original SU carbs. I mean, you can definitely go like with the like Mikunis or Solex and stuff like
Solex
that.
is, yeah.
For a street car, I mean, this is perfectly fine setup.
Because you compromise
Honestly-
a lot of drivability, huh? When you go with something aggressive like that.
You do a bit. Plus, also when it goes out of whack, like when the tuning goes awry, then you have to tune 3 separate carburetors. This is just 2. And
Oh, true.
honestly, the actual mechanisms for this is super simple. For like a Weber setup or anything like that, or Mikuni, those are I think around like $1,200 or so,
Yeah.
up to $1,600. I can get a full remanufactured, full brand new SU setup for around $700 from like Z Therapy, and full like literally everything's brand new.
Interesting,
Yeah.
interesting. So it's very easy to replace if you have to. Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
Plus also so many cars run with the SU carbs. Jags have them. MGs have them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a common carburetor.
Gotcha. Okay. I see you have a nice Techno tuning brace. Is that what that is?
Yeah. So originally when I had the car, when it was supposed to be when I originally got this car, it was supposed to be a father-son project.
Yeah. How'd that go?
Yeah, after a while, my dad kind of got lazy, so then I got a job, ended up like just dumping money into this.
You kind of took over, huh?
Yeah, the first actual like part put in with my dad was actually this, and then the rear strut bar.
Uh-huh. So in the scheme of your father and son project, your dad kind of pulled out after he did the strut braces. Did he do anything else like together with him?
That, and then like just we added a secondary mirror in the on the opposite side.
Right.
After this one here.
And then you kind of took over from there, huh?
Yeah, well, he's actually the reason why I got into like Z cars. This popped up on Craigslist. I was just playing around. It's like, hey, you should get this for me, or like you should get it so I can learn how to drive stick. I mean, you could have we can work on the car too. He disappears for an entire day and then calls me up and is like, hey, like go outside. And then I hear this car like driving up.
Wow, your dad just got it?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And he said that was about, what, 10 years ago?
No, that was a little bit farther down. That
Oh,
was
okay.
Probably maybe 12 or so years ago.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting.
This was actually sitting around a good while before I actually had a job to actually put money
To start
into
on it?
Yeah.
Right. So that's a good segue into the next topic is these cars, these 240s are popping up in value like crazy these days, huh? I mean, they used to like be, how much were they before? Like 5 years ago?
5 years ago, you could probably get a decent one for maybe $5,000 or so.
A good one, like a decent running, driving, not like a rust bucket car, right?
About $5,000 up to maybe 7.
Okay, so that same exact car, how much is that worth today?
Now, searching Craigslist right now for cars like in my similar condition, running with like mods and whatnot on it.
Yeah.
I've seen from 12 up to 25.
Just
$1,000.
big range, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
so
what about
it's-
the lower end of the spectrum? Just like something that's like stock, has a couple of rust spots, just like a very generic, decent car. How much is that worth?
Honestly, if you find one for maybe $2,500,
Yeah.
it won't run. It may have rust in its usual spots, like in the floor pan, under the battery, It'll have like stock stuff, but like more than likely you're probably have to go through everything in order to get it back and running, and then more than likely it has a that interior. My friend actually had a R32 GTST transmission, which is similar to the 240SX transmission. It's just 2 inches shorter. Some parts are a bit shorter.
Yeah, gearing's about the same, maybe?
Gearing's close, it's about the same. So he sold me that.
So wait, why did you go with the R32 transmission over just like the L28 5-speed? Because these cars came with a 5-speed later on, right?
It did. But the gearing's longer.
You didn't want that?
No. So like in Japan, they actually had a shorter gear ratio with the 4.1. When they imported it over to the States with the 4-speed, they changed it over to a 3.5. Yeah, it's mainly just because for highway, right? For the transmissions, funny thing with those is if you take the bell housing and you take the box in the back, modify the bell housing a little bit, shave a few things, they actually bolt up together perfectly.
So you didn't have to use like an adapter plate or anything like that?
No.
Wow.
No. 240SX guys, from the research I've done, some guys run what they call a white bunny setup, which actually uses 240Z parts in there. So I assume that if it worked for them, it should work for me.
Yeah.
So I'm actually running a 9 or 11 pound 240SX flywheel.
What about the other end of the transmission? You said the other end basically just mates right up because of the difference in length?
Yeah. So from bell housing end down to tail shaft end, the 240SX transmission is actually 2 inches longer than a factory, like let's say one that came on an L28 or L24.
Right. But
since the GTST transmission was 2 inches shorter to begin with, bolting it up together, same length, I can use my stock drive shaft. Plus, since it's still Nissan, splines line up.
That's crazy. So it's essentially a bolt-on.
Exactly.
That's cool. Interesting. And you get a more modern transmission too, which is nice.
Exactly, yeah.
So you weren't kidding in the beginning when you said like you can basically piece together and kind of pull parts where you need it to put this car together, right? Like it's kind of almost like a Frankenstein. If it's not like an S1 car or something like that, you can basically just pull parts. Yeah,
usually a Series 1 car, those ones are like really sought after because they're like the first gen.
You gotta keep them classic, right?
Exactly.
Everything else, you kind of just pull whatever you need to make it work, right?
Exactly. This is like the transition car between the 240 and 260. So
right. So
it's not super original. So the front brakes, you can actually modify those to get a 4-piston caliper instead of a 2. 4Runner, early 90s 4Runner.
No way, a 4Runner caliper bolts on.
The company that made those same calipers.
That's insane. The spacing and everything's the same?
So the bolting, the bolts are the same distance away, bolts right up.
That's funny. So going back to the fenders themselves, did you roll these at all?
I did have to roll them a bit. Fronts, not so much.
Yeah.
The rears are actually what rub just the most. So I just had to just roll it just a little bit.
You got the slap in the back too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I do it as a job, so I kind of had to.
Oh, you do audio installs as a job?
I do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, after this video, I got a question for you for my car.
Oh, no.
On the audio.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to this.
No, yeah, so I did all that stuff. I have, along with the T3 triangulation bar here, and then the C-pillar bar brace back here.
Which one's that? Oh, that.
Yeah,
okay, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also, is that technically tuning?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's T3 as well.
Looks very similar to the one I had in my A86, actually.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, they do a lot of parts for both chassis.
Exactly, yeah. Shared.
I have their new GTX2 front.
Lowers?
Yeah, front lower control arm and tension rod combo, and then along with their spacer here. So that
what does that thing do?
So originally it was supposed to be rubber. Now with that all in place, it literally like you move it a little bit, points right in.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's nice. That's a good feature to have on an old car.
Exactly.
Usually the old cars are known to have like sloppy, loose. Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So what about these mirrors, man? This is super JDM. You say you have a spring inside of them. How does that work?
Yeah, from factory, they're for like pedestrian safety. So like if somebody bumps into them, they spring back.
So what's up with this front end, huh? It's not quite a G-nose. What is?
I believe they call it like a G-Works. There's another version that looks almost exactly like this, created for the G-nose front end, which is like much farther out and pointed,
right? And
it's much larger too as well. This one normally you see with cars that run the ZG flares.
Oh.
Yeah. On it, but I decided to just run it on its own, and then I added a little bit of styling in terms of just adding a little bit of
like this bottom lip thing here.
Yeah,
that's nice. I mean, it mates up pretty good right here too with your fender. It doesn't look like it needs to have that over fender, you know?
Yeah, and then cool thing too is like it actually it's pretty thick fiberglass and it extends all the way out, and I was able to actually match it up with my match it up and bolt it down there.
Oh yeah, so you have like a bit of like a duct almost, huh?
They had a Bayline gathering like a while ago.
Bayline.
Yeah, Bayline and Stark J gathering like a while ago.
Okay.
They had a owner like Mr. Watanabe from Rocky Auto come in as a guest from Japan. I was actually able to get his signature on my.
You got a signature? Oh, on their steering wheel.
And my glove box cover.
Oh,
Too
sick.
as well. Yeah, so Rocky Auto, and then here's a signature here.
Did you get the Mr. Z guy's signature before he passed away?
Unfortunately, I didn't.
Ooh,
Yeah,
man. That was like what, a couple years ago or something like that. Huh?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
R.I.P. to that homeboy. I see you have another space here for another signature, by the way. So.
Yeah.
That'll
So
be
I'm
safe for
filling,
somebody, huh?
filling that up. Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's good, man. The reason why this car, your car, attracted me to it is because of just like its overall simplicity. Like the execution, very clean, very nostalgic, very classic. You don't have to do too much to it, right?
No, I mean the main like kind of premise with this car, it's like a lot of cars nowadays are like kind of too clean.
Right.
Per se.
Overdone, you know, people just like throw too much stuff
overdone.
on
Yeah,
it.
like they're trying to be something. Like,
Yeah.
like I have a theme. Like with this car, like I kind of want to do kind of grassroots,
Right.
but like in Japan, and like the attitude in Japan is like they don't give a fuck what you really like do to your car as long as you like it.
Do you, right?
Yeah, do you? It's like your car's a representation of yourself. Like represent how you want it. It's still a work in progress.
Everything is, you know?
Yeah.
It's always a constant project.
Yeah, but that's my baby. So
That's awesome. That's what's up. Is this, by the way, is this original paint or no?
originally orange.
It's orange. Interesting.
Yeah, orange actually was a really popular color back then.
Yeah. Did you repaint this or was
No,
it?
original. I believe I'm the third owner. Second owner painted it.
Love it. Very clean, very classic, very simple, just as you need. It's amazing how many like different parts you can like actually get creative and source and put onto this car, right? The R32 GTR transmission. You can put like a, what you said, Tundra.
You can have Toyota brakes.
Toyota brakes or something like that, yeah.
With a Subaru rear end.
Subaru rear end, exactly.
Yeah.
Bluebird mirrors, etc. Right? So,
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Make it as you want it. If it works, it works.
If it works, it works. There
Yeah.
you go. There's a testament to it. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And where can people find you? You have like an Instagram or anything like that?
Yeah, Instagram, it's gonna be a TunerBoy425. Me and my girlfriend actually running a little like lifestyle company too.
Oh yeah, what's it called?
Yeah, so if you're into anime stuff, check out Project Waifu.
Project Waifu.
Yeah, Project Waifu.
Damn.
Let's see card.
Oh
Hit up Project
shit.
Waifu.
What do you guys sell here?
Mainly right now, stickers and clothing. Working on other stuff. If you have any suggestions, leave a message on our Facebook.
That's what's up.
so
Can you give the
hit us-
Corn Balance viewers a small discount? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Definitely can. Just hit us up. Let us know any ideas. Open. We just started, so yeah. Just hit us up. Let us know.
Game is mine, nobody do it better.